So Peter walks on the water, at least for a little while. Ultimately, his faith and his courage are short-lived. He seems to lose focus, and soon the waters begin to whisper doubt, and the wind begins to shout fear. And suddenly, Jesus is only a ghost and not real. Not as real as the wind and the water and the unknown depths of the sea below him. Then Peter begins to sink. Doubt and fear have sunk us all. I remember the first day of 7th grade. I was at my locker trying to open the stupid combination lock, going back and forth, when all of a sudden, the most beautiful girl in the 7th grade appeared at the locker next to mine. I fell in love. Imagine me and you, I do. I think about you day and night. It's only right to think about the girl you love and hold her tight. So happy together. Sing with me. I can't see me loving nobody but you for all my life. When you're with me, baby, the skies will be blue for all my life. Those were good days. But I was shy, really shy, and really afraid. So I never really talked to her. It was the perfect relationship. I would just make sure I was always at that locker every time she showed up. Nowadays, they call that stalking. Then high school began, and unfortunately, we went to different high schools. But a year later, much to my surprise, our sophomore year, she showed up at the high school I was at. And she walked up to me and she said, "Hey, Greg." I'm like, oh my gosh. She knows my name. No, I didn't sing that time. I was much cooler in high school. And then, to my surprise, she asked me to one of those Sadie Hawkins dance where the girls ask the guys, so I'm thinking, life has begun finally, my sophomore year in high school. And as we were getting ready for the big dance, talking to my friends, one of my best friends came up to me and said, "Why is she going to the dance with you?" And I went, "Well, I don't know." And I began to think about that. And suddenly, doubt started whispering in my ear, and fear started shouting in my ear. And when I looked in the mirror, I was full of confusion. To make a long story short, I went to the dance with her, but I never really danced with her. And sometimes you think those things don't influence you, but then about 15 years later, I wrote a song about it because it was still bothering me. So I show you this song called "To Dance With You." I was never really present. My heart and soul had disappeared. I spent an evening in your arms, but only danced with my own fears. If I should get another chance, I'd like to dance with you. I didn't hear what you were saying. Something louder filled my ears. A shout born of a whisper. Too much time before the mirror. If I should get another chance, I'd like to dance with you. Round and round the dancers go, sometimes fast and sometimes slow. How will I ever know the rhythm of my heart? I didn't see the light in your eyes, I only saw the doubt in mine. And seeing is believing. My faith was so unkind. If I should get another chance, I'd like to dance with you. Round and round the dancers go, sometimes fast and sometimes slow. How will I ever know the rhythm of my heart? I didn't hear what you were saying. Something louder filled my ears. I spent an evening in your arms, but only danced with my own fears. If I should get another chance, if true love really lasts, if grace can touch the past, I'd like to dance with you. Our gospel story continues.
Right away, Jesus reached out his hand. He helped Peter up and said, "You surely don't have much faith. Why do you doubt?" When Jesus and Peter got into the boat, the wind died down. The men in the boat worshiped Jesus and said, "You really are the Son of God."
God does not leave Peter alone in his doubts and fears. God does not leave him to drown in the unknown and deep waters. Jesus reaches out and into the water and pulls him up on top of the waves, just as God reached into the tomb and pulled Jesus up out of death. Just as God grabs hold of all his children in the waters of baptism and brings them to new life, rising us up. We are not destined to ride in a boat. We're not destined to live captive to our doubts and fears. An adventure waits each of us. Jesus is calling out to us, do not be afraid. Come, step out of the boat. So how y'all doing? I suspect that many of you are experiencing a little bit of a storm. Much like the disciples, you may find yourself somewhat tossed about to and fro. And if you really had to admit it, this new thing called college is probably a bit scary. Today, God is here to tell you, don't let your fears get the best of you. College is not about riding inside the boat, being tossed about by the sea. It's about stepping out of the boat. It's about walking on the water. It's about dancing on the waves. The next 2 weeks are critical in shaping your adventure here at TLU. Don't spend the next 2 weeks afraid and inside the boat. Don't just go to class and study, but do other things. Go beyond that. Get involved in the whole life of the campus. Be like Peter. Step out of your comfort zones. Try new things, meet new people, walk on the water. It it'll make all the difference.